And welcome back to another podcast with Mr. Hagan. And on this podcast, we're going to continue with the production possibilities curve. And this time, we already have a production possibilities curve drawn over here. And we drew this production possibilities curve over here based on the production possibilities schedule over here with guns and butter. So we graphed our production possibilities schedule. And now what we want to do is we want to find which point on this production possibilities curve, that is to say, which one of these combinations of guns and butter will make Robinson Crusoe the happiest. So that's the goal, utility maximization. So we know that utility maximization occurs for any good when the marginal benefit is equal to the marginal cost. So let's take the good butter. So what we want to ask here for butter is how many units of butter production will make this person the happiest. If this is their production possibilities curve, say this is Robinson Crusoe on the island, which combination over here will make Crusoe the happiest, or which combination over here will make Crusoe the happiest. So let's look at how much butter will make Crusoe the happiest. How much butter will maximize Crusoe's utility? How much butter should he produce if he wants to maximize his happiness? So to do that, we first need to know the marginal costs of butter, which we derived on the last podcast, and that was over here. Here were the marginal costs. So for the first unit of butter, Crusoe gave up 0.2 guns. For the second unit of butter, he gave up 0.6 guns. For the third unit of butter, he gave up 1.2 guns, and so on and so forth. So let's graph that marginal cost over here on this graph. So what we're going to do on this graph is we're going to put butter on the horizontal axis, and on the vertical axis we're going to graph the marginal benefits of butter and the marginal costs of butter. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's graph the marginal costs of butter. So the marginal cost of the first unit of butter we already found to be 0.2. That was right here. So the marginal cost of the first unit of butter was 0.2. So let's go ahead and graph that. First unit of butter, marginal cost was 0.2. I don't know, something like right there. How about the second unit of butter? The second unit of butter, the marginal cost was 0.6. We derived that on the last podcast. So for the second unit of butter, the marginal cost is 0.6. So that might be what? Maybe right there or something like that. Third unit of butter, the marginal cost is 1.2. So third unit of butter, marginal cost is 1.2. Might be right there. Fourth unit of butter, marginal cost is 1.8. And then the fifth butter, the marginal cost is 3.2. So let's graph both of those. The fourth one was 1.8. And finally the fifth one was 3.2. So that means about right here. So then we connect those dots. And that is the marginal cost curve for butter. That's the marginal cost curve. So what else do we need now? If we have the marginal cost curve for butter, all we need is the marginal benefits for butter. Let me make that marginal cost curve there a little bit better. So that marginal cost curve looks like that. That's our marginal cost curve. Now let's find the marginal benefit curve. So the marginal benefit curve is, we don't have that information in front of us. You can't derive that information, but Robinson Crusoe, for example, knows what his marginal benefit curve is. So let's say that his marginal benefit curve looks something like this. We know that it's going to slope down. We know that his marginal benefit curve is going to slope down because of diminishing marginal utility. And let's say it just happens to look like the marginal benefit curve that I just drew. So if that's the marginal benefit curve, then for Robinson Crusoe, then we know that he will make decisions on the margin. So he'll say for the first unit of butter, the marginal benefits, they're all the way up here, are greater than the marginal costs down here. How about the second unit of butter? Second unit of butter, the marginal benefits are up here. Here's the second unit. Marginal benefits are greater than the marginal cost. Third unit of butter, marginal benefits are equal to marginal cost. So for the first one, marginal benefits greater than the marginal cost, do it. Second one, marginal benefits greater than the marginal cost, do it. Third one, marginal benefit equals to marginal cost. That's where we stop. Remember, we engage in any behavior up to the point where the marginal benefit equals the marginal cost. For the fourth unit of butter, the marginal costs are greater than the marginal benefit, so he would not produce the fourth unit of butter. All right, so then what does this mean in terms of Crusoe's decision on how much butter and how many guns? What combination, what production possibility set will make him the happiest? So we've just found that he will produce butter up to the point where the marginal benefit equals the marginal cost, and that's right here at 3 units of butter. So 3 units of butter is where the marginal benefits would equal the marginal cost. So he would produce 3 units of butter. That's what would maximize his happiness. Now, if he produces three units of butter, how many guns can he produce? Well, let's go back over to our other graph and do some labeling here. So for the production possibilities curve, this was butter on the horizontal axis, and these were guns on the vertical axis. So now I say if he will produce 3 units of butter, well, I come over, those 3 units of butter will be right here. If he produces 3 units of butter, then he would produce, sorry, it looks a little bit hard to see. Let's switch that color here and see if it's a little easier to see. If he produces 3 units of butter, come on up, that means he will produce 5 guns. So let's follow that thinking again. He'll produce butter up to the point where the marginal benefit equals marginal cost, because that's where he maximizes his happiness. So he'll produce 3 units of butter. If he produces 3 units of butter, at 3 units of butter, he would be able to produce 5 guns. Right there it is. So that point right there, 3 butter and 5 guns, that point is what is known as the point of allocative efficiency. That's right here at 3 butter and 5 guns is the point of allocative efficiency. The point of allocative efficiency is the point of utility maximization. Or said another way, the point of allocative efficiency is where the marginal benefits are equal to the marginal cost. So he will produce, Crusoe would produce 3 units of butter and 5 guns. That would be the point of utility maximization. That would be the point of allocative efficiency. Thanks for joining us for another podcast. Hope this helped you understand the idea of allocative efficiency, and we'll see you on the next podcast.